Alright, back on the iPhone. For some reason my little handheld camera is not working too well. I'm not sitting in the fucking steering wheel that well. But anyways, what's going on, everybody? So, I'm supposed to be talking about the brain. I'm supposed to keep talking about the brain. But, I don't know, man. I worry about all the fear that gets tossed around out there. You know, either there's truly something to worry about, or they're really trying hard to keep people in a perpetual state of fear. Maybe they like the lockdown. Maybe the earth needs this break, and maybe, you know, it's best to just keep us inside this way. You know, because here's the thing. I'm talking about the vaccination in all this bad way. Talking about this HR, which is House Reference. No, House. I can't remember what the R stands for. But anyways, it's something to do with like the House of Commons, which is a Canadian way to say it. But that same equivalent in the States. And this is a bill they're passing, HR 6666, which is fucking funny that they put all those sixes there. But, you know, and maybe that's a play on, 666 is the human being. 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons, it's carbon, and maybe that extra 6 is the fucking virus. I don't know. Maybe that's the new human they're trying to program, or it's the vaccine added to the new human. Who knows? But my point, what I'm trying to say is here, they're trying to put out this fear that, we don't want the vaccine, don't take the vaccine, it's not good for you. Everything from nanochips to, if they come in your house, they're going to test you and you're going to be positive for corona because, your flu shot or your H1N1 or just your exosomes are going to be high enough and stress you out that you're going to be in fucking a perpetual state of fear. So, but, and if that's to force the vaccine, then I could see, whatever. But what I see, like I said before, there's a lot of people that went on quarantine and bet the coronavirus. We're supposed to all stay inside to beat the coronavirus. Now they're using the guys to we're not doing the social distancing enough, and that's why the coronavirus is still rampant and people are still getting cases. Yet I can make the case, very strong case, that they are not removing all the numbers from people who have already beaten the coronavirus. Someone who got infected, who quarantined and beat the virus, their number is still in that grand scheme of things. Now I know province of Ontario, for one, has told us we do have it. Now the big number is still the big number, but they do have this separate number saying the amount of cases that have been cleared up, or that have been, people that have beaten, basically cured, or no longer corona free, basically. But the number is still, the first initial number, total cases, is still total cases, even out of the people who don't have it anymore. So what I'm trying to get at is, we have a cure. You wait this shit out and it goes away. We don't need necessarily a vaccine. So if what they're saying is about going in people's houses and testing people and giving people vaccines on the spot and forcing people, well, that's a breach of our rights. And to me, it's a bigger deal than actually coronavirus. This whole coronavirus thing and the vaccine thing and, nanotech and shit like that, I'm not too worried about that, because even if there was nanotech in that vaccine, I'd be able to beat it. There'd be no worries. But nonetheless, it's hard to know how to fucking tell people about this shit. I can only tell you what I think and what's my... So, the best thing I can tell people is to, if you really want to know what that shit's all about, because it's being unrolled in California, I forget the place in California first, if it does go through, once the bill is passed. So if you are in that area, then you may want to know what's up and find out what you can do, what you can say, how you can avoid it, whatever the case is. But otherwise, I would say there's a certain amount of ignorance, and not necessarily ignorance, but not necessarily ignoring the problem, but like I said, not giving focus to things you don't want to manifest. Meaning, you don't want this thing to have any power, then don't fucking tune into it. Don't go around spreading it. Don't go around telling people your opinion of it. Don't go around making it fucking worse. and saying what you think it is when that's actually worse. So shit like that is kind of what I mean. So I just know I just noticed I have low fuel, so I gotta get some gas. But I guess the best thing I can say to you is to not worry about it, because I fucking truly believe that all the fear base, all the new fucking little ways to get you scared is simply just to do that, get you scared, get you to focus your mental power on something, so they can either pull something else off in the background when you're not paying attention because you're all worried about this, or for you to manifest something that otherwise couldn't have manifested without your power, because these elite groups aren't able to do it anymore because there's too many people. Before all Corona shit happened, and probably even during this Corona shit happened, there's too many people that have been taking back their mind, whether they're doing it in a curriculum way like me, or a witch way like others, or law of attraction, or paying for courses, or whatever the case is. They're actively putting their focus into something that can benefit their lives, rather than staying at home and just fucking watching the news after working all day and being fearful. And so this is why this was needed. This is why this had to happen. That's why this was playing out. It's a way to take back the fucking... My God, the skies look so fucking goddamn majestic over there. Look at that shit. Tell me there's nothing going on with the sky like that. Anyways, sorry about that. I don't even know if you can see anything, but it's fucking beautiful as hell. But anyways, the reason they continuously want to direct your fear is so they can use your fear power, or so they can slide something in the background, and probably a little bit of fucking both would be my guess. So don't play into it. Keep doing you. Keep manifesting what you want to manifest. And if you already have everything going for you and everything's already being manifested for you, everything's working well, then you get on the horn whichever way you can, whether that's on YouTube, whether that's through a fucking podcast, whatever way you fucking possibly can, and you start spreading the word that everybody needs to just keep focusing on their manifestations and not fear-based bullshit that's gonna hurt us in the end. Just keep focusing on what you want to manifest, and that will be that, and that will be the end, as they say. So yeah, that's my message for that. I think that's as far as that goes. All right, what's going on, everybody? So I'm gonna have to be brief because I'm on my lunch, or sorry, first break, but I don't know if I'm gonna keep going on with this whole fucking bullshit that I was talking about before. But just keep in mind that at the very least, even if there is an actual threat of whatever, there's always the real threat of simply them trying to take your power and use it for their fucking purposes. And don't allow that, even if what is actually going on. If that thing starts becoming real, you're going to figure it out pretty fast. And, it's never too late in my book. There's always something you can do. We don't need that many people on the same page controlling their reality to fucking change the outcome. Keep that in mind. If they didn't need our power, they didn't need our focused energy to fucking make this shit happen, there'd be no need for this. There'd be no need at all for this. Keep in mind that even the people telling you there's an issue could also be part of the problem too. I'm not saying they are. There's no way for me to know 100% if they are or aren't. There's little hints and clues and shit you can kind of pick up, but at the same sense, who knows? But anyways, and the other thing that I want to talk about on my video from yesterday, my last video, I had a comment from a Christian, I'm guessing, who is believing this is part of the rapture and the end of days and Christ is coming, and he told me to give up magic. The Bible warns against doing this stuff, and I'm going to go to hell, and that Jesus Christ will save me. And you can check it out in the comments. I haven't deleted it. It's still there. And I simply, the best way, I learned that from Frederick Xavier, the best way to fight a Christian who's programmed and to not see your way, period, is to use their own book against them. So I know a lot about Christianity. I'm not saying I could school this guy or anything, but I'm pretty sure I'm confident enough to go toe-to-toe with him and hold my own. But, judging my choices, and I told him I appreciate the misplaced intentions and trying to help, even though it's out of fear and shit he doesn't understand. nor has he ever tried to understand, just taking someone else's word for it. Well, that's not what I said, it's paraphrasing. But I said, my religion teaches that we actually treat everybody as if they're the all, and I've never been closer to my Creator than I am now. And then I said, unlike the religion that preaches Jesus' good message to, love all, and then you turn around and use that same book with that message in it and use it to judge people, well, instead of doing that, we actually do believe that everybody is the same. And then I quoted Matthew 7 from the Gospels. Do not judge lest ye be judged, and the measure of the judgment you pronounce will be the measure that is used against you. Basically using his own book against him. So, but what I want to point out here more than anything, not the fact that, the guy never said anything after that, because what do you say to that? But more than anything, I want to point out the fact that he and those like him they've been programmed for this for so long, for years and years and years, waiting for this rapture to come. And now that there's something actually happening outside that could be perceived as to be the end of times, they want it to happen because they don't want to have wasted their entire life believing in something that isn't true. So more than anything, they're going to go out there and push the fear-based media. And it's not even out of a place to try to actually steal your focus, mental abilities like dark magicians. It's just simply to prove that they're right. So try not to even judge those people, and those are the hardest people to not judge, to be honest. But just be smart about it. Don't be polarized. Don't let them get a response out of you, and just use your head like I did. And the guy won't even say anything. It is what it is. It's a learning experience.